Hello, everybody. Chrissie Shirley here from Access Consciousness in Hamilton, New Zealand. And I'm going to read to you a little piece out of Dr. Dain Heer's book, and it's called Being You, Changing the World. Is Now the Time. So this is a book that Dr. Dain has written. And I'd just like to read a little bit about it. This is for me and for any of my friends who would be interested. Quite a long time ago, when I reached the age of 60, everything in my life stopped working. My business stopped, my life stopped working, and it didn't matter what I was trying to do, I couldn't get it to work again. And I had a little session with Gary Douglas and discovered something that I'm going to read in this book. So this chapter is called, If Death Were a Choice Instead of a Wrongness, Could You Then Fully Live? Would you be willing to dive into the deep end with me for a moment, please? Now, this may truly go against everything you believe in. Okay, consider yourself warned. Hold on. And remember, everything is the opposite of what it appears to be, and nothing is the opposite of what it appears to be. Everything is the opposite of what it appears to be, and nothing is the opposite of what it appears to be. Everything's the opposite of what it appears to be, and nothing is the opposite of what it appears to be. Everything is the opposite of what it appears to be, and nothing is the opposite of what it appears to be. Do you realize that death and change are made completely wrong in this reality? Death is perceived as one of the worst things that can possibly happen to you. Incidentally, so is change. How much question is there in that point of view? None. And when you don't ask a question, you cut off your awareness of any other perspective that might be possible. So I wonder what could show up if we didn't make death or pain or change wrong. Instead, began to wonder what is actually going on here. If everything is choice, I wonder how this got created or for what reason. Do you see how just asking those small questions can open up a totally different possibility? They take you out of conclusion where no other possibilities exist and allow the doors to open to other possibilities to open. Do you have a drop dead date? I'd like to tell you about someone we'll call Cynthia. She was 54 years old when I met her, and absolutely nothing in her life worked. I asked her a lot of questions, and finally we found the limitation that literally was killing her. And I have to tell you, this was a surprise to me. When Cynthia was around 3 years old, she had decided that she wasn't going to live past 51. And everything in her life slipped out of her hands when she turned 51. She stopped making money, she stopped having friendships, everything just stopped. 51 was her expiration date. Do you have an expiration date when your body is supposed to kick off? At what age? Do you see the insanity of that point of view? For example, Cynthia made this decision at 3 years old. What exactly does a 3-year-old know about death and aging and when they would like to die? This is another example of totally non-cognitive choice that was having a huge effect in someone's life. If you have one of these drop-dead dates, would you please now destroy and uncreate everything you aligned and agreed with and resisted and reacted to that allows it to exist? Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all nine shorts, boys, povads and beyonds. So that's the clearing statement, and if you don't know the clearing statement, I'll put a link to that under this YouTube. But wait, there's more. The other common way to set your body on a path toward death is if you're in a relationship or some situation that you want to get out of, and so you go, oh, I'm dead, or I just want to die. And you make the decision to die so that you can get out of it. You set your body on the death course, and it becomes really tough for you to have a life and for you to have any form of abundance. It is weird, I know, really weird. Let me give you an example. Gary, that is Gary Douglas, who is the founder of Access Consciousness, was working with a woman in her 70s who had been diagnosed with breast cancer. He asked her, "What are you dying to get out of?" And she answered, "My relationship." Gary asked her, "Have you considered getting a divorce?" She replied, "Oh no, I could never do that to my children." And he asked, "How old is your youngest child?" She said, 54. No matter how hard Gary tried, she was totally unwilling to change her point of view. He gave her money back and told her he couldn't help her, and she died of breast cancer. Most people think, if I hide, I won't die. No, actually, if you choose to live, then you won't die. Like many other things we've already covered, it's weird. First, you have to undo the decision to die, if you're willing to. And that, by the way, is exactly what the clearing statement is for, undoing the yuck that you've had no way to undo until now. Second, you have to actually make the choice to truly live. A lot of people have trouble getting past disease processes, poverty, and depression because they haven't yet chosen to live. And look, if any of this is light to you, is it time to choose differently now? To choose living. For those of you that know this applies and would like to change it, would you be willing to right now? Will you now destroy and uncreate every time you decided to die and that you wanted to die to get out of something, and everything that doesn't allow that, let that go now, please? And let's do the clearing. And will you now make the choice and the demand to live, no matter what that looks like and no matter what it takes? And everything that doesn't allow that, this is the clearing. Let's destroy and uncreate that, please, right now. Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all nine, shorts, boys, pilots, and beyonds. Thank you from me and your body. By the way, just check in with your body right now. Is it any lighter? So I just wanted to read that little bit out of this wonderful book. And if that's of benefit to anybody, that's very, very cool. And I wish you lots of wonderfulness and creating your life for the future. This is Chrissie Shirley here. Thank you so much.